What's crack-a-lackin' gangsters? Welcome to your 20th Java tutorial again with me, Travis. What we're going to learn about in today's tutorial is something called a for loop. And let's just jump into it. But what a for loop allows us to do is let's quit dilly-dallying around here. And obviously a for loop is going to be a loop of some sort, kind of like our while loop, but we can add some extra parameters to it. Kind of specify a little bit more about what we want to process, how many times we want to loop through, and everything like that. So how for loop is going to work is you just type out for, and then we're going to take three things within these parentheses here, three parameters. First, we're going to set up some sort of a value or some sort of a starting place. So let's create a new int value. We're going to call this int I. We're going to set this equal to be 0 to start with, and then we're going to give a semicolon. The second parameter that we're going to do is tell it how many times we want to cycle through. So for example, as long as I is less than 100 times, or 100, it's going to loop through again. The next thing we want to do is we want to add to I so it actually loops through. Then all we're going to do is we're going to add a bracket, and here is our actual loop. So now what we can do is a system.out.print, and we're going to print out the I value. So now when we save this, run it, as you can see here, maybe we should do print line, and maybe we should change this to 10, just so we don't have to work through so much stuff. Save it, run it, and as you can see here, it cycles through. First, it prints out our I value, and this print is coming from the previous line up here, so let's comment that out and run it again. That was printing out the value in our array from the last tutorial. So as you can see, it cycles through at position 0, it cycles through starting I at 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 9. So as you can see, it cycles through 10 times. Again, let's just talk about the for loop here because, it's pretty sweet. It needs some talking time. Just if you guys want kind of a review, again, we set up a loop. It's called a for loop, so we have to type for, and then again we have three parameters within our initial parentheses here. First parameter, we give it a starting point. So we're going to use an int value or integer value called I starting at 0. So we're giving it a starting point. Then what it's going to do is it's going to check this statement here to make sure this is true. So it's going to say, is I less than 10? And it's like, yeah, we just set it up and it's equal to 0 right now. And so we're like, alright, that's cool. Go on. You can do whatever you guys want to do within my loop. Have fun. Go for it. And then we get this statement here where we print out the value of I, what it currently is. So it's 0. And then it'll go up to this last parameter here, and it's going to be like, okay, we want to add 1 to I. Again, we're incrementing by 1, so now I is equal to 1. Then it checks this value again. It's like, hey, is 1 less than 10? It's like, yeah, man, you're still cool. Keep going. And then we print out, 1 and so on. And then, we get to 9 down here, and it's like 9 is less than 10. Yeah, you're cool, but you're getting close. I'm going to have to kick you out soon, so make it fast. And then we get a system printout of 9, and then we go to this statement again here, so I is now equal to 10. So 10 is not less than 10. So he's like, alright, you guys had your fun. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here anymore in my for loop. And they're like, oh man, alright, whatever. Thanks. Anyways, and then we're done with our for loop. So that's kind of how it works. Again, we have three parameters. You separate those parameters by a semicolon. So again, we have a starting position. We check our statement, we go through our loop, and then we do this final thing at the end. So it's kind of like our while loop. For example, if we had an int I equal to 0 here, and we could do like while I is less than 10, do whatever's in here, our system print out, and then at the very bottom of our while loop we'd add 1 to I. So it's kind of like that, but we can basically set up everything that we want within one line of code here. So that's pretty much it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we're going to finish our activity kind of piece everything together, kind of do a review of our our array and of our for loop. So if you guys want to review and see how we're going to finish our application, make sure you check it out, because it'll be pretty useful in the future. But again, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.